Captain Rian sat in the cockpit of his patrol ship, staring at the endless black of space. Stars shimmered around him like tiny diamonds, calm and silent. It was supposed to be just another routine patrol near the distant Zarek star system. He had done this route dozens of times before. Nothing unusual ever happened. At least that was what he thought. Rian checked his instruments again. Everything looked normal. His small fleet of human ships followed him at a safe distance, scanning for asteroids, debris, or any unusual activity. The crew chatted quietly over the comms, their voices calm but alert. Suddenly, a sharp beep broke the monotony. "Captain, sensors are picking up something large," said Lieutenant Mara, her voice tense. Rian leaned forward. "Show me." On the main screen, a series of tiny dots moved in a strange formation. They were far away, but the pattern was unmistakable. "What is that?" Rian whispered, frowning. "It's huge," Mara replied. "It's moving fast, faster than anything we've ever seen, and there are hundreds of them." Ryan's heart skipped a beat. Hundreds of alien ships, all AI advanced and completely unknown to humanity. He had trained for emergencies, but this was unlike anything in his experience. The AI fleets were legendary, rumored to be unstoppable, merciless, and able to destroy entire human colonies with ease. And now here they were, appearing out of nowhere. "Alert the fleet," Ryan ordered. "Form defensive positions and try to open comms with command," Mara frowned. "We can't, Captain. Our comms. They're jammed. It's like they knew we were here before we even saw them." Ryan's stomach tightened. Alone. Outnumbered. Communication cut off. This was bad. Worse than anything he had imagined. But he did not panic. Ryan had faced danger before, and he knew one thing. Humans were clever, and sometimes cleverness could beat numbers. "We have to find out what they want," Rian said quietly to himself. Then he spoke to his fleet. "Keep formation, follow me. Let's see who these machines are and how they think." The human ships moved cautiously forward. Ryan's ship led the way, scanning the approaching fleet. The alien AI ships were sleek, silver, almost like mirrors reflecting the stars. They moved as one, perfectly synchronized. No hesitation, no fear. No mistakes. Rian swallowed hard. "We're small and they are many," he muttered. "But maybe they underestimate us." As they closed in, Rian noticed something strange. The AI ships were scanning them, yes, but they were moving in a way that suggested curiosity. Almost like a predator circling a new prey. "Captain, they're turning," Mara shouted. Rian's eyes widened. The AI fleet suddenly changed course. In moments, it was heading straight toward them. Not slowly, not cautiously. Full speed, weapons ready. The human fleet had no chance in a head-on fight. "Brace for impact," Ryan yelled. The first shots hit the outer human ships. Explosions lit up the void. Metal bent, shields flared, and alarms screamed in every ship. Rian took a deep breath. Panic would get him killed. He needed focus. He pushed the controls, dodging a missile that streaked past him like a comet. His hands moved with precision, trained instincts guiding every action. "Captain, we can't hold them for long," Mara said, voice shaking. Rian nodded. "I know, but we won't die without a fight. Follow me and watch my moves. We'll survive this, somehow." The fleet weaved through an asteroid field using the massive rocks as cover. AI ships followed, moving impossibly fast, yet some crashed into the asteroids. Ryan's heart pounded. For the first time, he felt a flicker of hope. Humans could think differently. AI could predict patterns, but sometimes a human mind could be unpredictable. "Keep going," he shouted. "Don't stop. Use everything we have." The AI fleet opened fire again. This time, Rian's ship took a direct hit. Sparks flew across the cockpit and alarms blared endlessly. He gritted his teeth and pushed harder, weaving between the next cluster of asteroids. The fleet was relentless. They adapted quickly, but Ryan's mind was faster. He spotted a weak point in their formation, a gap too small for the larger AI ships. He made a snap decision. "Mara, follow my lead. We're going through that gap." "Full throttle!" The small human ships accelerated. The gap was tight and collisions seemed certain. But Ryan's instincts guided them perfectly. They slipped through the narrow opening, the AI ships close behind but slightly delayed. For a moment, silence returned. The fleet was still approaching, but now Ryan had an advantage. He had chosen the battlefield. He had forced them to react. Ryan's eyes narrowed. "This is only the beginning. They attacked first, but we will fight smarter, and we will survive." And then, from the shadows of the asteroid field, the AI fleet regrouped. Thousands of eyes, sensors, and weapons focused on him. They moved faster, closing in. Rian tightened his grip on the controls. His small ship shook with the effort, but he didn't flinch. He was alone, outnumbered, but not defeated. The battle had begun, and the war had just arrived. The stars streaked past Captain Ryan as he pushed his patrol ship through the asteroid field. His heart pounded, and every alarm in the cockpit screamed danger. The AI fleet was relentless. Hundreds of alien ships had attacked without warning. Their weapons precise, their movements perfect. For a moment it had felt like the human fleet had no chance, but Rian was alive. Somehow, against impossible odds, he had survived. He glanced at the small human ships following him, their pilots tense but trusting him. "Stay close and follow my lead," he said through the comms. "We'll get through this. Just keep moving." Lieutenant Mara's voice trembled. "Captain, they're fast, too fast. They're adapting to our moves," Rian nodded. "I know, that's why we have to stay unpredictable. The faster they learn, the more we have to change. Remember, we're human. That's our advantage. They can't think like us." The asteroid field was chaotic. Massive rocks, floating debris, and small meteorites filled the space. It was dangerous, but it gave Ryan hope. The AI ships were huge and fast, but they had trouble navigating the tight gaps between asteroids. Humans were smaller, lighter, and more flexible. He pushed the ship deeper into the field. Sensors screamed warnings as he dodged a large asteroid. Sparks flew as one of the AI missiles detonated nearby. The shockwave rocked the cockpit. "Steady," Ryan shouted. "Don't panic." The human fleet followed carefully, each ship weaving through the rocky maze. For a moment, it seemed like they might escape, but Rian knew the AI fleet was learning. Each maneuver they made, the alien machines adapted. They were not just hunters, they were strategists. "Captain," Mara said, "one of the drones is closing in. It's faster than the rest. It's predicting our moves." Ryan's jaw tightened. The AI could analyze patterns instantly. If they continued like this, his small fleet would be torn apart. He needed a new plan, something unpredictable, something only a human could do. He remembered an old tactic from his training. His father had once told him, "Machines follow logic, Rian. Humans follow instinct. Use that instinct when logic fails." Ryan's mind raced. A narrow canyon of asteroids appeared on the sensors ahead. It was barely wide enough for his ship, but it could trap the AI ships if timed perfectly. He took a deep breath. "Mara, tell the fleet to follow exactly. We're going through the canyon. Full speed. Don't hesitate." "Yes, Captain," Mara responded. Rian accelerated. His ship surged forward, dodging massive boulders. The narrow walls of the canyon were almost scraping the hull, but he kept steady. Behind him, the AI fleet followed, and for a moment it seemed impossible. One of the larger AI ships clipped the canyon wall and exploded. Another narrowly avoided collision, but it was damaged. Rian smiled faintly. Humans were unpredictable. AI could adapt, but not this fast. They had not expected him to take such a dangerous path. "Good work," he said through the comms. "Keep moving. Watch your backs," but the victory was temporary. The AI fleet regrouped quickly, spreading their drones and dividing their forces. One wave of fast attackers veered around the canyon, trying to flank the human ships. Ryan saw it coming on the sensors. "They're splitting," he muttered. "One group goes after us. The other, toward the nearby human colony." The weight of responsibility hit him. Not just his fleet, but the colony was in danger. If the AI reached it, hundreds, maybe thousands of lives could be lost. He could not let that happen. "Fleet split. Half with me, half defend the colony," Ryan commanded. The human ships obeyed, though fear and tension were clear in their movements. Ryan's small group continued through the asteroid field, dodging missiles and energy blasts. One of the AI drones caught up, firing relentlessly. Ryan's shields flared under the impact. Sparks rained down in the cockpit. He had no time to think, only act. He remembered another tactic from his father's stories, using environmental hazards against the enemy. He glanced at the asteroid field on the sensors. Some rocks were loose, moving slowly through the void. An idea formed. Ryan calculated the trajectory, turned sharply, and fired a concentrated plasma burst at a large boulder. The impact sent the rock tumbling directly into the path of the pursuing drone. The drone could not avoid it. It collided with the rock and exploded in a brilliant flash. "Nice shot, Captain," Mara cheered. Rian grinned, but there was no time to celebrate. More drones approached, more missiles streaked toward them. "Stay sharp," he said. "We've bought some time, but they're relentless." "We can't stop now." The canyon opened into open space again. Ryan accelerated, scanning for the next advantage. Ahead, a CL. Captain Ryan's ship glided through the remnants of the asteroid field. Sparks flying from hull damage. Alarms blaring non-stop. Behind him, the AI fleet had split as predicted. One part chasing him and his fleet, the other moving toward the human colony. The responsibility weighed heavily on him. Hundreds of lives were at risk. One mistake could cost everything. He tapped into the ship's scanners, analyzing the AI's formation. Each movement, each pattern seemed calculated, precise, almost flawless. But Ryan knew something the machines could never predict. Humans could be unpredictable. Instinct, creativity, courage, these were tools no AI could truly understand. "Mara, focus on the sensors." "Tell me every move they make," Ryan ordered. Lieutenant Mara nodded, her hands flying across the control panel. "Captain, the fleet is reorganizing." "They're trying to flank us from the left." "They've adapted to our previous maneuvers." Ryan's jaw tightened. "Good, that means they're predictable in their adaptation. They can only react, not anticipate, and that gives us the advantage." He scanned the nearby star system. A gas nebula stretched across the region, dense, turbulent, and unstable. "Perfect for a trap." "Fleet, listen carefully," Ryan said over comms. "We're leading them into the nebula." "Follow exactly. Any deviation and we're dead." "Yes, Captain." Mara's voice was steady, determined. The human ships moved as one, weaving through asteroids and debris, heading straight for the gas clouds. The AI fleet followed, their silver forms gleaming in the light of distant stars. Ryan could see the drones analyzing, calculating, trying to predict his every move. They were fast, deadly, and adaptive, but they had made a crucial error. They trusted logic too much. As they entered the nebula, sensors went wild. Electromagnetic interference scrambled signals, missiles drifted off course, and visibility dropped. For the AI, this was a nightmare. Their perfect calculations became uncertain, unpredictable. "Now," Ryan whispered. He activated a series of ancient defense drones hidden on his ship for emergencies. These small, nimble machines had no AI themselves. They operated on simple logic and random movement. The drones darted through the nebula, attacking, confusing, and scattering the AI fleet. Ryan's fleet used the chaos to split into smaller groups. Human ships ducked, weaved, and flanked the disoriented enemy. AI ships collided with debris or fired on empty space. Sparks and explosions lit up the nebula, a deadly ballet of metal, fire, and courage. "Captain," Mara shouted. "They're splitting. Some of the drones are heading toward the colony." Ryan's heart pounded. The colony needed protection. He calculated a risky maneuver. "We'll divide again. I'll take the smaller, faster ships to intercept the drones heading for the colony. The rest stay here to hold off the main fleet. Move fast and stay sharp." The small squadron sped toward the colony, Ryan leading. The AI drones were fast, but his ships were faster in the nebula's unpredictable turbulence. He fired plasma bursts in carefully timed intervals, taking out drones one by one. "Target locked," Mara yelled, launching another volley. The first drone exploded in a bright flash. Ryan's mind raced. Every move had to be perfect. The AI was adaptive. If he hesitated or repeated a pattern, the fleet could learn and counter it. But humans thrived on unpredictability, and that was exactly what Ryan would use. He noticed the AI was concentrating on the center of his squadron. That left the flanks exposed. Ryan signaled 2 ships to break formation and take the flanks. The AI drones followed the central ships, leaving themselves vulnerable. With a precise strike, Ryan launched a high-energy plasma mine into the center of the AI formation. The explosion was massive, taking out several drones at once. He felt a rush of relief. A small victory, but crucial. Meanwhile, back in the nebula, the main human fleet executed Ryan's original plan. Smaller ships darted between massive AI cruisers, creating confusion. Ryan had anticipated the AI would try to retreat and reorganize. Instead, he used that behavior against them. "Captain," Mara said urgently, "they're trying to escape the nebula. Should we let them?" "No," Ryan said firmly. "We'll trap them. Follow me. There's a gravity pocket near the edge of the nebula. If we lure them in, their own momentum will work against them." The fleet moved with precision, Ryan leading the charge. The AI cruisers followed, thinking they had the advantage. As they entered the gravity pocket, Ryan's fleet attacked from all sides. Ships collided with debris, missiles misfired, and the AI fleet's formation shattered. Rian gritted his teeth. Hold steady. We're not done yet. He saw one massive AI cruiser trying to escape. It was heavily armored, more advanced than any ship in the fleet. But Rian was ready. Using the nebula's turbulence and a series of timed plasma bursts, he forced the cruiser off course. It collided with a rogue asteroid, tearing its hull apart. The human fleet cheered over the comms. Their coordination, Ryan's leadership, and the human unpredictability had turned the tables. The AI fleet, once terrifying and unstoppable, was now in disarray. Ryan allowed himself a brief moment to breathe. "We did it," he whispered, though he knew the battle was far from over. The AI fleet was damaged but not destroyed. They would regroup. They would adapt, but for now the humans had survived. They had proven that even against superior technology, courage, strategy, and human instinct could prevail. "Captain," Mara said, voice filled with awe. "That was incredible. We actually outsmarted them." Rian looked at the nebula, stars flickering through the thick clouds. "We survived today," he said. "But the galaxy is bigger than any of us. They will return, and next time, we must be ready." As the human ships regrouped and set course for the colony, Rian allowed himself a small smile. For the first time he felt hope. The AI had underestimated humans, and that mistake had given them a chance. And in the cold darkness of space, far beyond the nebula, the remaining AI ships powered up their systems, scanning, calculating, learning. They would not forget. They would not forgive. The war had changed. Humans had survived. Humans had fought back. And Captain Rian knew that the next encounter would demand even more courage, more strategy, and more human ingenuity. Captain Ryan's ship raced through the starlit void, engines roaring, shields flickering under the stress of continuous AI attacks. Behind him, the remnants of the human fleet followed closely, battered but determined. Ahead, the human colony lay vulnerable, just a few light minutes away. Time was running out. Every second counted. "Captain," Lieutenant Mara shouted, her voice tense. "The AI drones heading for the colony, they're fast." They could reach it in minutes. Ryan's jaw tightened. He had expected this. The AI was relentless and adaptable, but humans had something it could never fully predict: creativity and courage under pressure. "We'll split the forces," he said calmly, though his heart pounded. "I'll take the faster ships and intercept the drones. The rest will stay here to hold off the main fleet. We have to protect the colony at all costs." The small squadron under Ryan's command surged forward. The AI drones ahead were sleek, fast, and deadly. They fired plasma bolts, weaving through the void with terrifying precision. Ryan's hands moved rapidly on the controls, dodging missiles, adjusting shields, and calculating trajectories simultaneously. Every second was a battle. "Captain, they're flanking us," Mara warned. "We'll be surrounded." Ryan glanced at the sensors. The AI had predicted his initial moves and tried to trap them. But he had one advantage. Humans could think unpredictably. He took a deep breath and executed a risky maneuver, a sudden reverse thrust combined with a sharp roll. The AI drones, expecting standard evasion patterns, collided with debris or missed entirely. "Now," Ryan shouted. Plasma bursts shot from his ship, hitting two of the drones and sending them spiraling into the darkness. The rest scattered, momentarily confused. Rian's small team pressed on, closing in on the colony. On the comms, alarms blared from the colony's surface. Automated defense turrets tried to intercept the drones, but they were few in number and struggling. Ryan realized they needed human ingenuity to finish the job. "Divide and flank," he ordered. "Use the asteroid debris near the colony as cover. Force the drones into traps. Remember, they can calculate speed, trajectory, and force, but they cannot predict improvisation." The squadron split, weaving through the rocky terrain near the colony's orbit. Ryan led the way, drawing the lead drones toward a narrow canyon of floating debris. As expected, the AI pursued aggressively. He waited until the drones were fully committed, then triggered a sequence of micro-missiles hidden on the canyon's edges. The explosion sent debris flying, damaging the pursuing drones. "Two down," Mara exclaimed. Rian's heart pounded, but there was no time to celebrate. More drones were approaching. He scanned for another strategy and spotted an abandoned orbital defense platform near the colony, a relic from decades ago. Its turrets were old but operational. With quick calculations, Ryan realized they could be activated manually from his ship. "Prepare to fire," he commanded. "I'll guide the drones into range of the old turrets. Timing is everything." He skillfully maneuvered the drones, dodging plasma blasts while simultaneously coordinating the turret's fire. One by one, the drones were hit, sparks and metal fragments scattering into space. The colony's automated defenses were amplified by human strategy and ingenuity. "Captain, they're almost all gone," Mara cheered, relief evident in her voice. "Rian all." Captain Rian's fleet floated in the void beyond the colony, battered but alive. The AI fleet had retreated temporarily after the human squadron's clever maneuvers. But Rian knew this was only a pause, not a victory. The aliens were adaptive, relentless, and always learning. Humanity needed more than courage and skill. They needed an edge, a secret weapon no AI could anticipate. Ryan's eyes scanned the nearby star system. On the sensors, a faint signal appeared. It was old, dormant for decades, almost invisible. A relic from humanity's past. The Valiant, a warship built before Ryan was born. Legends said it was powerful beyond imagination, equipped with weapons and systems far advanced for its time. But it had been hidden in orbit, waiting for the day humanity needed it most. "Mara, do you see that?" Ryan pointed at the sensor screen. "Yes, Captain," she whispered. "Is that the Valiant?" "I thought it was just a story." Ryan shook his head. "It's real, and it could change everything." The fleet moved toward the warship, a relic now glowing faintly in orbit around a desolate moon. Ryan felt a surge of hope. If they could activate it, humanity would have a chance to fight back on their terms. "Prepare for boarding," Ryan ordered. "We have limited time before the AI fleet returns. The Valiant systems are old. I'll need to interface with it personally." Ryan suited up and entered the small shuttle that would take him to the warship. The AI fleet was still lurking nearby, scanning for any human movement. Every second was critical. The shuttle glided silently toward the Valiant, dodging asteroid debris and random plasma bursts from distant AI drones. Inside the Valiant, dust covered every surface, and the lights flickered. Ancient consoles awaited his touch. Ryan's fingers flew across the controls, bypassing old security protocols and reactivating the ship's systems. Lights blazed across the interior, and a low hum filled the corridors. Power surged through the warship, awakening its sleeping weapons and engines. "This is incredible," Mara said over comms. "It's alive," Ryan's eyes narrowed. "Yes, and it's ready to fight. But I need to learn the controls fast. Every moment counts." He activated the main weapon systems, checking energy levels, shields, and targeting arrays. The Valiant was powerful, far stronger than any human ship the AI had encountered. But the AI fleet was approaching. If they were caught in the open, even the Valiant could be overwhelmed. Rian devised a plan. Using the Valiant's advanced stealth and mobility, they would lure the AI fleet into a trap near a dense asteroid field. The narrow corridors would restrict the AI's numbers and give humanity a tactical advantage. "Fleet, listen carefully," Ryan said. "We have the Valiant now. We'll lead the AI into the asteroid field. Their numbers won't matter there. Stay close, follow my maneuvers exactly." "Yes, Captain," Mara replied, determination clear in her voice. The human ships formed around the Valiant, smaller but faster, ready to assist. Ryan guided them toward the asteroid belt. The AI fleet detected them and surged forward, confident in their strength and speed. They were about to face a trap they could not calculate. As they entered the field, Ryan pushed the Valiant's engines to full capacity. Its weapon systems powered up, unleashing a wave of energy pulses that disabled smaller AI drones. The human ships followed, striking strategically, taking out isolated drones while avoiding heavy cruisers. "Captain, they're trying to regroup," Mara shouted. Rian smirked. "Good. That's exactly what I wanted." He activated the Valiant's hidden plasma mines, deploying them in tight channels within the asteroid field. The AI cruisers attempting to chase had no room to maneuver. Several collided with debris or were caught in explosive blasts. The fleet's morale surged. Human ingenuity and courage combined with the Valiant's power had turned the tide. The AI fleet, once terrifyingly unstoppable, was now disoriented and struggling. But Rian knew better than to celebrate. The AI would adapt, recalibrate, and strike back harder. He needed a decisive move. Scanning the fleet, he spotted a weakness in the AI's formation. Their command ship, controlling the swarm, was at the rear. If it was destroyed, the remaining drones would lose coordination. It was risky, but it was the opportunity humanity needed. "Prepare the main cannon," Ryan ordered. "We're taking out their command ship. One shot perfectly aimed. Follow my lead and we can end this." The Valiant's massive energy cannon charged, humming with lethal power. Ryan lined up the shot, dodging enemy fire and calculating the trajectory in real time. Every second felt like an eternity. "Fire!" he shouted. A beam of brilliant energy shot from the Valiant, piercing through the void. The command ship exploded in a blinding flash. AI drones lost coordination, colliding with each other and drifting helplessly. Human ships seized the opportunity, striking swiftly and decisively. Ryan's fleet cheered over the comms. The impossible had happened. A single human fleet, guided by courage and cleverness, had turned the battle. The AI fleet was in retreat, disorganized and vulnerable. Ryan exhaled, looking at the Valiant. The ancient warship had not only survived but had given humanity a chance to fight back. He knew the war was not over. The AI would return, stronger and smarter, but for now humans had a weapon the AI could not predict: ingenuity, courage, and the Valiant. "Good work, everyone," Ryan said, voice calm but proud. "Today humanity has proven that we are not weak. We fight back, and we will keep fighting." As the human fleet regrouped and set course for repairs, Ryan gazed at the stars. The galaxy was vast, filled with dangers but also with possibilities. Humanity had a secret weapon now, and Captain Ryan knew that with courage and cleverness, nothing in the galaxy could stand in their way. The remnants of the AI fleet were scattered, disoriented, and struggling to regroup. Captain Ryan's fleet hovered near the edge of the asteroid field, battered but alive. The Valiant hummed with renewed power, its massive weapons ready for any challenge. For the first time in what felt like endless hours, humanity had the upper hand, but Ryan knew better than to underestimate the AI. "They're not done," Lieutenant Mara said, tension in her voice. "Even with their command ship destroyed, some drones are still operational. They could regroup and attack again." Ryan nodded. "Yes, but we forced them to react. Every move we've made has been unpredictable. Now it's time to end this. We strike decisively or the battle drags on. And if it drags on, humanity loses." The human ships formed a tight formation around the Valiant. Ryan's plan was simple but daring. Bait the remaining AI ships into a trap in the densest part of the asteroid field, then unleash the Valiant's full firepower at point-blank range. The AI would have no escape and their numerical advantage would be meaningless. "Fleet, follow my lead," Ryan commanded. "Stay close. Timing is critical. We move together, strike together, survive together." The AI ships detected the movement and surged forward. They were relentless, their weapons firing in rapid sequences, their movements precise. But the asteroid field was treacherous. The humans, nimble and instinctive, darted between massive rocks, forcing the AI to slow, collide, or misfire. "Captain, 2 drones are closing fast on the left," Mara warned. "Let them come," Ryan said, a spark of determination in his eyes. "They're going straight into our trap." As the drones advanced, Ryan activated a hidden sequence on the Valiant, a magnetic pulse field designed to pull metallic ships off course. The drones' calculations failed, and they veered uncontrollably into the dense asteroid clusters. Collisions erupted in sparks and explosions. "Direct hit," Mara shouted, cheering. The rest of the human fleet pressed the advantage, firing strategically and dodging with instinctive skill. Ryan could see the AI losing cohesion. Without their command ship, they were like a body without a brain, dangerous but disorganized. "Now," Ryan ordered. He aimed the Valiant's main cannon at the core of the AI fleet. The ship powered up, energy surging through its systems. The blast fired, a brilliant beam of light cutting through the void. Multiple AI ships exploded simultaneously. The fleet scattered in panic. Some AI cruisers tried to escape, but Ryan anticipated their movements. Using the Valiant's advanced targeting systems, he predicted their escape routes and launched precise plasma volleys. Each ship that tried to flee was destroyed or disabled. The human fleet moved like a well-oiled machine. Ryan's strategy, combined with their courage and unpredictability, had turned the tide completely. The AI fleet, once a terrifying force, was now nothing more than drifting wreckage. Ryan exhaled, allowing himself a rare smile. Humanity had survived. Humanity had fought back. And humanity had won, Captain. We did it. Mara said, awe and relief in her voice. All of them. Gone. Ryan looked at the stars, scattered with sparks from destroyed AI ships. The galaxy seemed quiet now, but he knew it was only a temporary peace. Still, for this moment, humans had proven their strength, their courage, and their ingenuity. They had survived against impossible odds, against a superior force that thought humans were weak. Good work, everyone, Ryan said over the comms. We've survived today. We've proven that no matter how advanced the enemy, humans have something machines will never have: courage, creativity, and the will to survive. The fleet regrouped near the colony. Repairs were urgent and every ship bore scars of the battle. Yet morale was high. Humanity had faced annihilation and had emerged victorious. The colony itself sent transmissions of gratitude, and families celebrated their Sioux.